You are listening to the Baby You've Got This podcast. My name is Kim Kent. As a health and mindset coach, speaker, and business mentor, my deepest passion and purpose involves empowering and educating women to up-level and transform their mindset so they have the courage, guidance, and belief to achieve their goals and create more success and abundance in their life. You can count on me to be raw, real, and authentically truthful as you listen in today. I love to push beyond the comfort zone, and I truly believe that everyone is capable of stepping into their greatness. If you are looking for the tools, the strategies, and the inspiration to overcome the things that are holding you back, then you have come to the right place. You can visit my website, www.abundanceclub.net, to learn about my beautiful online coaching and membership program called Abundance Club. I'm excited to chat with you today, as every episode is guaranteed to bring you my fun, crazy, but caring self. Well done for pushing play today. Let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to the podcast, and welcome if you're brand new, but I highly suggest, if this is your first ever episode, go back to at least the start of this series where I'm talking about the 6 things you can do right now that will stop you sabotaging your wealth and financial success. Today we are talking about tip number 4, and I don't want you to like miss out. So go back and make sure you start at least from tip number 1, the very first one of this little series happening within the podcast. But otherwise, you guys are in for a treat today. Now, I know I've got pretty in detail and in depth in the last few episodes, and you know, the different things that I'm sharing with you with this, but this one I find this one's a bit softer, this tip or this thing that you can do, this topic of focus, and which is nice, right? Because anytime we make a decision to grow, hit a goal, whatever it might be, we don't want to have to do everything hard, right? We don't want everything to be hard or quite challenging or quite a big change in knowledge and performance and action. So this tip number 4, it's a lot softer. And you know what? I'm going to say it, and you guys are going to be like, but I already know this. And I say this a lot. Knowing is doing. So you can know all the stuff you want, but if you're not taking action on it, then 1, you're sabotaging yourself, and 2, you don't actually know, because knowing is doing. Knowing isn't knowing. Knowing is doing. One of my coaches actually really honed that in on me, and it stuck. And it took a while to get, because it's super vague and super like, what's the word where you're trying to, like, vague. There's another word I'm thinking of, but it's not coming to me. And yeah, knowing is doing. So all of these things that I'm sharing with you, start implementing. As I say, implement them one at a time. Layer on top of them as you go, whether it's week by week as you listen in to these episodes, and just see how it makes changes in your life. So what is advice tip number 4? Do what you love. It's a no-brainer. Hey, I know every time I've gone to the seminars and I've done the coaching and I listen to the podcast and I read the books, this message keeps coming back. And I'm like, yeah, but obviously we all want to do what we love. Otherwise, what's the point? But then I had to stop and take a really good look at my life and my routine and how I had my lifestyle. And was I actually implementing things that I genuinely loved doing, that had no other agenda or intention than literally just loving life? Because obviously us who are ambitious and we're working on our goals and we've got big things we want to do, we have an agenda, we have an intention. We're like, yeah, we want to hit this goal. We want to attract more clients. We want to expand our audience. We want to make more money. We want to buy the car. We want to go on that travel trip. We want to hit that savings goal. Like we're very intention driven, us ambitious women, right? We're very agenda driven. And I really want to use the word agenda and really normalize it, because it has a bit of a negative stigma on it sometimes. And it's not about that at all. An agenda is it's just like having an intention, right? There's an agenda or there's a purpose. So it's all same, but different. So yeah, I digress. I know that there's a lot of the stuff that I do is because I'm so goal orientated, and I love it. It's just, the part of me, I'm an Aquarian. Well, I'm a Pisces with Aquarian rising. And also, what do I have? Scorpio in there somewhere. And I just very, very driven. So yeah, sometimes I forget to do what I love. And don't get me wrong, there are times where I absolutely love doing my work stuff, that side of things. And like those of you, you know this, right? I'm talking to you. You have your goals, you have your dreams, you love doing it. But there's some of the work, there's part of it where you don't want to have to do that stuff, but it comes with the job, right? But I really would love for you to just think right now, what are you doing daily, weekly, that you genuinely love? It fills your cup. Now, it could actually be the work you do. It could be your business you're building, and that's great. But if you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't like wondering, okay, how can I have more? How can I create more abundance? How can I be more financially empowered? How can I truly love and be grateful for my work and my business, right? Because right now I'm feeling like, I don't know, can you relate? I'm feeling like I'm not bringing in, like the growth isn't there. Clients are leaving. I can't find new clients. I'm getting stressed out. I'm getting impatient. Any of these ringing bells for you? And when you're in this mode, when you're in this mood, vibe, you've got to stop and reflect and be like, okay, where am I actually filling up my cup outside of any intentional business building? And you've got to do what you love. So the saying goes, do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And as I was saying, like, this took me a really long time to get. And I also had the belief, like, I want to be like, put your hand up. I'm used to talking on Zooms, right? Let me see your hands up. If you're not, as long as you're not driving, if you're doing anything else, put your hand up. Be like, this is me. Did you have the belief that you had to work really, really hard to be successful and that hard work isn't enjoyable? Did you grow up with that belief? I definitely grew up hearing like hard work isn't meant to be enjoyable, etc., etc., etc. But as I strive for financial success, I'm not getting my words out today, I would constantly burn out. I would resent my work and I would constantly be wishing for more. So when this was happening for me, and sometimes it comes up every now and then so I can recognize it, right? So I want you to recognize, I'd love for you to recognize, when is it coming up where you're feeling burnt out, you're starting to resent your business or your work, you're wishing for more. Really look and see, where are you giving yourself time to do what you genuinely love? So you can be one of two people. I think I'm thinking faster than I'm speaking, guys, and I'm not articulating as good as I could. So please bear with me. So you're one of two people. You absolutely love your job or work, and it's a bonus that you get paid to do it. Or maybe you're someone who you don't really enjoy your job, but you wouldn't be doing it if it didn't pay you. So if you fit into the first category, so you absolutely love what you do and you would do it if you didn't get paid. You would still rock up full-time hours and not get paid for it. My advice is to go and master all the other tips from this episode series, because you've got this, right? You're working in a space that you genuinely love. But if there's a part of you, if you're that, there's some stuff that's starting to resent, or some stuff where you're feeling a bit burnt out, or you're expecting more from, you're feeling like you're doing all this work, but your expectations aren't getting met. Any of this, just the slightest amount of any of this emotion or these thoughts, then you definitely have some work to do, but this is fun work. So you need to do more stuff that you love outside of your working time and schedule it in. So do you know how I talked about paying yourself first with your income? You've got to pay yourself first with your time as well. So a smart person and a successful person has some form of schedule and accountability in their day and in their week and in their month and in their year, blah, blah, blah. But usually we look week by week, right? We usually have our week planner set out. Now, when you're planning out your week, we'll use the week as an example because some things we do daily, some things we do weekly, some things we do monthly, quarterly, so on and so forth. You've really got to make sure that when you're writing it in and highlighting, or if you use your calendar on your computer, when you're blocking out times, you've got to block in the big rocks, which is you. Like, why do you work so hard if you can't even put your time first for yourself? So go and put in those big rocks, whether you love spending time with family, you love getting outdoors, you love going for that bike ride, you love going on camping trips, whatever it might be. So some things are weekly. I'm going to get into this further later down the track anyway. But some things are daily. You've got to schedule those in first. You've got to make yourself a priority. And then scheduling your work stuff and all the things you know you kind of have to do, which you want to do anyway, but they're more like, I got to get this done if I want to run my business or achieve this goal, so on and so forth. So really make sure you're doing that, because if you don't and you allow other things to fill that up, I can guarantee you'll get to the end of the week and you're hanging for the weekend and you're like, I don't want to book anything in. And then you just have this weekend where you're like doing, unless you absolutely love this, you're doing nothing just to try and recover, and you spend your weekend on the couch watching Netflix, just trying to re-energize when you would love to go see friends, or you'd love to go for a hike, or you'd love to go out for lunch, but you just don't have the energy and you want to recharge. You don't want to get yourself to that point. And it's inevitable. It happens to the best of us. But you just want to get really, really smart. So making sure you're booking in and scheduling in your big rocks, which is you, doing the things you absolutely love. So the more you do what you love, the more abundance you will create for yourself. And remember, I've talked about this in the previous episode where your vibration, what you vibrate out is what you attract more in. So if you are filling up your cup and you're spending time doing what makes your soul absolutely explode with love and gratitude, you will carry that energy through every part of your day. Oh, it's such a powerful thing, right? And we actually enjoy life. Like, what's the point if we're not enjoying life? Hey babe, I hope you're enjoying this episode. I'm just going to quickly interrupt because I have something really exciting I'd love to share with you. I'm not sure if you know, if you've been following along, you would know that we are sponsored by Abundance Club. Abundance Club is an online holistic health and mindset coaching program. We help women become their most inspired and loving versions of themselves. We see our members grow in self-worth, in self-confidence, in vitality, and just hitting those health and mindset goals that they've been struggling with in the past. So a part of our program is our incredible whole food nutraceutical products. I don't know about you, but myself and our other ambassadors are part of Abundance Club. We have big goals, we have big dreams, and we have businesses to build. But we need that mental clarity, we need that focus, and we need that energy and support that's going to help us perform at our best. So if you are wanting to perform at your best, are you using any form of whole food, natural, nutritional products to support your cellular health? So you're giving your body that foundation and that boost for absolute vitality, so then you can perform at your peak. So we use, and we also recommend, this beautiful product that is a whole food nutraceutical. It's literally just fruits and vegetables in a capsule. They are the most researched whole food product on the planet, which is super exciting. There's 30 serves of fruit, vegetables, and berries, plus a plant-based omega, which covers the 5 fatty acids that are essential for human performance and development. So the combination of these products together are proven to reduce oxidative stress, build a healthy and support a healthy immune system, reduce systemic inflammation, repair damaged DNA, support healthy hair, healthy gums, healthy teeth, healthy skin, healthy nails, all the things on the outside plus all of the things on the inside. And our members absolutely love them. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you that boost, that's backed by independent research specific to the product and tested in human bodies, so it's not borrowed science or anything like that. If you're looking for something just to give you that support and give you that up leveling in your whole food nutrition every single day, and I'm talking about bridging that nutritional gap, because we're meant to eat 9 to 13 serves of fruit and veg in Western society just to reduce our risk of disease. Fruits and veggies are not as good as they used to be back in the day, back when our grandparents were around, and fast food and processed food and chemicals added to food is just becoming ridiculous, right? So you can head over to www.abundanceclub.net and get in contact with the beautiful ladies, with the beautiful brand over there, and they can send you some information. Otherwise, pop me an Instagram message, pop me a DM on Instagram, and I can send you some information about these incredible products. I personally have been taking them for 7.5 years now, and I recommend them to every single person that I share it with, because they've completely changed my life. They've completely allowed me to up level in my performance, in my mental clarity, all of the above. So head over, go get in contact if it's something that you are interested in. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the episode. So this is a really simple task that I've done this. I do this once a year, like as a big one, but then I'm always coming back to it, adding to it, tweaking it and whatnot. But it's very similar when you sit down and you do your goals for the year, right? This is something, and like you can do this right now. You don't have to wait till the end of the year to do this. You can do this right now. So it's called creating your love list. Now, or you can call it creating your joy list. I call it a love list. I love the word love. It's really up to you. You can call it your happiness list or whatever you want to call it. But it's 3 simple steps, and you only need to allocate about 10 to 15 minutes for this activity. You might find that you spend more time doing it, but if you're someone busy and you don't have that much time, you don't need more than 15 minutes. But what you put in is what you get out. So I'm just going to read you through. I've got my little instructions here, so I'm just going to read them to you. So if you want to write this down, you might want to pause and as you go, or if you're driving or if you're walking on the run or you can't write these down, make a note of the time of this, where you're at to in this recording, like how many minutes in, so you can come back and write this down if you don't remember. So what you're going to do, obviously you need to make sure you give yourself some time uninterrupted. If you go down, if you're a mum, go down to the cafe, say if you got a partner, like I just need to pop out for 15 minutes, go get yourself half an hour, give yourself half an hour at least, go grab yourself a coffee, even a wine, like whatever the fuck you love to do. Give yourself this space. So find a comfy space, get into your zone, play that high vibe music or light a candle, whatever it is for you. Get yourself into a safe and love-filled space where you can really just focus in, hone in, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to let the words just flow out of you, and you're going to start writing a list of all the things you love to do, small, big, whatever. If you get stuck, don't worry. Just stop, take a deep breath, and just keep thinking. Just ask yourself, when you close your eyes and you connect into your thoughts, and you ask your brain a question, your brain will naturally want to answer. The brain is designed to answer questions, right? To ask yourself, what is it that I love to do? What fills up my cup? Who is it with? You can even think about the areas of life, mindset or mental, physical, spiritual, financial, family, sexual, career, friendship, like personal relationships, global social, which is how you interact with what you love to do with society or your larger community, all of that, like things outside of your normal network, and then your vocation, which is your hobbies, which is what you absolutely love to do anyway. So write as much as you can, and there's no right or wrong, and you can always come back at any time. That's your first step. Step number 2. Once you have done this, grab some different colored pens, pencils, highlighters, and what you're going to do is you're going to allocate each thing you wrote down into time frames of how often you would love to do them. So examples of time frames are daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, seasonally, yearly, bi-yearly, every 2 years, every 5. Like, you are the boss. You are the master creator of your life, remember? So you get to put this. So maybe you love to go get a massage, but maybe it's something you don't do weekly. It's something you do monthly. Or you might be the person that you just absolutely love doing your yoga practice, and that's something that you love to do daily. And if you don't do it daily, if you miss it one day, you're like, ugh, you get all that agitated, right? So go and then maybe one's like jumping on a plane and traveling, but maybe you only do that once a year. So go through and have different colors for different time frames, and just go, the best thing is to use highlighters, but if you don't have highlighters, texters, whatever, and just go section them up, right? Because you need to do this, you need to know. So now that you have each thing sectioned off, you can start to see how you can schedule them into your routine and your lifestyle, which is super important. And remember how I said, when you go to schedule your week or your day, this is your big rock stuff. This is what you got to put in. Even if it's something like 15 minutes, you just love to sit. I love doing this, right? I just love to stop, have a cup of tea, and just sit. I love doing that first thing in the morning. Before I meditate, before I do the rest of my morning rituals, I just sit there with my cuppa. And especially it's winter at the moment where I am, and I just sit on the couch and I've got the blanket on and the heater on. I just love it. It's just my time. And it grounds me for the day. When there's the days, and I still do this, and it's usually on the weekends when I like to not have as much of a kind of schedule thing, and I don't mind it, but there's sometimes where I get up and then hubby and I are like off straight away to go see family or whatnot, and I haven't had that like moment of stillness, and I notice a difference. So anyway, I digress with that. Then make sure, I use a diary that's a week by week, right? And you might be the same. So the things that are the big yearly ones, it might be weird to go put them ahead in your diary because you're not going to see them until you flick to that page. So put them in on your calendar. Like maybe you have a calendar hanging up, or again on your computer. So just be really smart with how it's going to remind you of what to do. And remember, when it comes to travel, you've got to give yourself permission to book it in, because a lot of people just like, I'll wait and see it until I can get time off, or when we get closer, like I'd love to travel in November, but it's July, so I'll just wait a bit longer and then see. And then what happens when you do that? Shit gets booked in, other people have birthdays and parties and other things, and you're like, it goes out the window, and then time flies past, and then you realize, I just love to go on that travel trip. You've got to pen it in, right? You get to set the schedule. You get to set what it is that you do. It can be changed, but you've got to make it a priority. And actually, I'm going to share something on this. And have you caught yourself being this person, or have you noticed when other people do it to you? Because you could be this person, or you could be the other person. The person that... which one am I going to say first? Person number 1 is you call up your friend. Hey babe, I'd love to catch up next weekend. We haven't seen each other in a while. And they say, and they're person number 2. Oh yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing yet, so I'll just let you know. Where you're like, well, if you don't know what you're doing, why don't we book something in? And you see the difference in those two people? Because you could be, I'm person number 1, where I'm like, cool. If someone asks what I'm doing, I'm like, I'm free these days. Let's put it in the diary. and I'll already know that, nope, I've already committed to doing this, this, and this. Because what happens is you turn your power over. If you're someone that's like, I just want to keep it all free, commitments scare me, like, I understand, and there's nothing wrong with you. You're normal. But what happens is you're going to be struggling with the, I don't have time for myself, or time just flies by, or I don't have anything to look forward to, or all of these things. You don't want to be the person that you let everyone else take over your time, right? You want to make sure you know what you're doing. So anyway, I'll keep going. That was step number 2. Let's do step number 3. Treat these activities as non-negotiables in your calendar and routine. Okay, I've kind of already went into step number 3. These are the things that fill your soul, balance your energy, and grow the feeling of love within yourself and the life that you live. So as I said before, start small if you need to. Like, it's not about what you do. It's the principle of filling up your cup first and declaring your worthiness to the universe. So after all of this insight, all of this that I'm talking about, it's about you declaring that you are the most important person in your life. So when you fill up your cup, when you put yourself first, you have the ability to give to others at a way bigger, what's the word? You are able to give to others beyond comprehension, right? Where you're at right now, if you're feeling like your cup's a bit, like, even if your cup's only 80% full, right? There's a 20% level of resentment that you are going to have when you have to show up for other people, because you haven't been able to fill up your cup first. You haven't been able to put the fuel in the car all the way up to the top. So it's really, really important. And I want to talk about this, right? I know you might be thinking, oh, but I feel really guilty. Maybe you're a mum, you get the mum guilt, and you can get the people-pleasing guilt. Maybe you're an avid people pleaser. I used to be this. I still have parts of it. We all do. Like, you can't get rid of it. Everyone has it to a degree, and it serves you. Being a people pleaser serves you, but there's also times where it doesn't serve you. And in this case, if you are finding yourself resenting, feeling run down, feeling tired, feeling like you have to switch off and shut out the world just to restore your battery, then your people pleasing, showing up for others all the time, is not serving you. You need to serve yourself first, so then you can give beyond comprehension. So, and again, this is so relevant for you becoming financially empowered and growing your self-worth, right? Making yourself a priority, energy flows to where it's appreciated most. I talked about that with the money side of things, but energy flows to where it's appreciated most. If you appreciate yourself first, that energy is going to come to you. And you cannot, it's the law of conservation. You cannot give without receiving. You cannot receive without giving. So what you receive in form of energy, then you can give beyond comprehension. Trust me when I say this, that this is true. I know you're listening and you're like, yeah, this makes absolute sense. Okay, next step. Go create your love list. Go pen that stuff in to your calendar, to your schedule. Make it a priority. Commit to yourself and start genuinely enjoying your life. Because, as I said before, you could be someone that absolutely enjoys everything in their life. Amazing. But then there's the other person, and this might be you, where you're like, oh, I want more, I'm feeling run down, all this stuff. And it's more likely you, because you're listening to these podcasts, that these self-improvement podcasts of how can I have more, how can I be more, how can I expand. So this is the stuff that I do, and it's completely changed my life. So if you can implement this into your life, go for it. And I'd love to know, like, put this on your social media. Go to, like, and tag me in it, right? To a post, like, creating your love list, or share. I'd love to know what, send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to know what some of your things are. And if you have any questions, please, like, message me if you need more insight into this activity. It's such a simple activity. It's also called creating your hedonistic list. but that's just a big word, and I find lovely sounds better. Hedonistic are things that just absolutely bring joy and raise your vibration. So it's just like, if can you tell that I'm passionate about you doing this? Oh gosh, I just want you to be happy, right? I would love you to have more happiness in your life, but you've got to create the happiness. You've got to go and make sure you're doing the things that bring you more joy, because no one's going to bring it to you. No one's going to do it for you. You can't sit there and wait. And I talk about this all the time as well. When I get the boyfriend, then I'll be happy. When I get the pay increase, then I'll feel satisfied. When my friends contact me then to catch up, then I'll have more joy and fun. You know, when my Instagram following grows, then I'll have a bigger audience on connection and love. I'll have more sense of community, right? No, you've got to create it yourself. Go create it. Go create more joy. Go create more love in your life, and see the ripple effect of this in every area of your work, your home life, your relationships, your goals, your mindset. It's incredible. It's really incredible. So I'm going to leave it there. I really hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be chatting to you next week for tip number 5, which I'll give you a little hint. Multiple streams of income. I don't know about you, but that excites me. So I'll bet you'll be waiting. Make sure you've subscribed and all the things so you get the notification when the episode drops, so you don't miss out. But in saying that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Go make your love list. Make yourself a priority. And I can't wait to hear about it and see it on social media. Please tag me at KimKent __. And you can tag at Babe You've Got This as well. All right, peace out, homies. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. I'm so grateful I could give you this time and this space to tune in and just get that dose of inspiration, empowerment, or that little bit of advice that maybe you felt you needed this week. Please leave a review. Please do all the things that help get this podcast out to other people. The more you share this, the more abundance we can create together as one. And please share on your socials, take a screenshot, whatever it is that you need to do to help get this message out. If you'd love to check out more of my offerings, you can head to www.kimkent.net. I offer free one-on-one discovery coaching calls for you to get started on your journey to a better self, growing that self-worth and living your most abundant life. Cannot wait to tune in with you next week on the next episode, and I hope you have the